Welcome back to another tarot pick a card reading. Today, we're looking at what is the person on your mind feeling and thinking about you at this current time. This is a timeless reading and is applicable to romantic relationships as well as a friend, a coworker, a family member. And today we have 4 piles, starting with this beautiful shoe from Tom Drag. His art is quite quirky and fun. And then pile 2 has this beautiful starflower brooch with some raindrops. Pile 3 has this beautiful shoe, very baroque, very rococo, some gold detailing as well. And lastly, pile 4 has this wonderful Terrier Brooch. Very shiny and happy. So go ahead, pick a card based on your intuition, or perhaps a pile is speaking to you already from visuals. Remember, you can get a reading from me in the link below, and let's get into it. Hey pile 1, if you picked this beautiful piece of art, this Tom Drag shoe with gold detailing and a lot of fun patterns, this reading is for you. Immediately from the shoe that you picked as part of the pile, I'm getting a lot of colorful vibes, a fun personality, and let's see where this reading takes us. So we have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Let's see what we got. We have 7 of Cups reversed, King of Wands reversed, 7 of Pentacles reversed, and Judgment reversed. Okay. Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Star reversed. All right. Immediately, we have 2 sevens, and 7 is usually a following after the first victory. You know how in 6 of Wands there is this victorious scene? 7 is usually what happens next, and here we have 2 sevens, so we have 7 of Cups reversed, which is telling me that somebody has either clarified their choice between a lot of options that may have been confusing, or they're getting even deeper into the confusion, and in the end they will fall for whichever option is easiest. Then we have 7 of Pentacles reversed. To me, this speaks of impatience, because usually it's a man watching his seeds grow and keeping one from for next sowing, and he is patiently looking back at all the work that he's done. Here, it looks like whatever this person is feeling and thinking, they have a impatient energy, especially with the King of Wands. The King of Wands reversed tells me that this person might be quite ego-driven, and they might act out impulsively, or maybe even a little aggressively, pushing their ideas sometimes on somebody, or wanting things to go just their way, out of a place of ego, out of a place of, this is who I believe I am, right? And it's like a person that hasn't done any shadow work yet or hasn't looked into themselves to explore which parts of them are authentic and which parts are their ego and which parts of them are the ones that they just want to present to the outer world. With the Judgment card as well, this person is going through a transformation. And I wonder if your relationship might be going through a transformation. Perhaps this person had many choices in people who they wanted to surround themselves with, or if this is a romantic context, maybe they had multiple choices and they couldn't decide what they wanted. And their ego was driving them all around and made them do things that maybe don't align with their true values, but it did keep them and their ego feeling good and above everyone else. And that's partly due to their impatience. But now they're going through a change and a rebirth, especially with the Page of Cups. They do want a friendship, or if it's a romantic connection, they want to deepen their friendship with you. You know, even in romance, we have to have some basis and foundation of friendship before it can grow into something more stable and long term. And they do want that. And their behavior and pattern of being impulsive, of running around and taking whatever boosts their ego in the moment, like a dopamine hit, they feel trapped in that because ultimately it is not aligned with their values and what they truly want in their heart. And it is difficult to separate what is it that aligns with your values and what is it that just makes you feel good in the moment. They might even feel like they're too far gone and they feel like they can't get out of this and they are stuck in their head. They're also stuck in this feeling of I can't be the person that I want to truly be. This person is giving a fire sign, so I'm thinking if they're a fire sign, this could very likely be about you and relevant to you. And they want to communicate to you. They have some clarity that they want to talk about you, either about what is going through their mind about your situation together, or about what they're learning about themselves. And there's an inner transformation. This is an inner process for them. It looks like a relationship that is transformative to both of you, but especially to you. Whether or not this is a friend or romantic interest or partner, they are teaching you about letting go and taking a step back and getting into your own energy. When you run around and look for attention of others, or you look for validation for others, or you are doing things that are, just dopamine hit driven and ego driven, you are stepping further and further away from who you are. And I think that's what's going on with this person. And they're teaching you with their experience about this and how you can apply that to your own life. If you had an argument, if you had a dispute, they feel like they're already, it's already too late and everything is already lost, but they do want to talk to you about it. And they have a new understanding of what's been going on, especially with these two together. They're gaining some clarity, but they're not very happy about their own behavior and how they've been acting. All right, let's see what else we got. So we got Eight of Shells, that's Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Gems, that's Ace of... Sorry, Eight of Shells, that's Ace of Cups. Eight of Gems is Ace of... I can't speak today. Ace of Pentacles. We have the World. And we have 10 of Wands. The World following Judgment. I see that this person will come out of this transformation better. And now we have 2 8s, which is the point of conflict. And with 8 of Cups and the sacrifice, the leaving of what once was, I do see that this person is moving on from their past behaviors and their past attitudes, and they will be successful. And with the Ace of Gems, or Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing that you two might have a physical new beginning. So if you are in a romantic relationship, this could mean a level up in your relationship. Maybe you guys are becoming official. Maybe you're moving in together. Maybe something more. If this is a friend or somebody that you're not involved with yet, this could be their interest in doing something together, practical, like a hobby or class, or maybe just meeting up more. It could also be a financial venture, so maybe a new business idea, partnership. And this time is difficult for them. They're very burdened and sort of feeling a lack of hope to save this relationship. And in case the relationship can't be saved, they will become a better person after this. Now, does that help you? I don't know. Interesting that the World here is consummation. So if it's a romantic relationship and you are willing to keep it going, might be that this truly is a physical level up in your connection. And we have, Heaven Sent. Yeah, this definitely is a learning opportunity for you. And even if you split ways temporarily, this person will bring you very important lessons. They are also learning through this process, as we always, all of us are. But this person was meant to be in your life and teaching you about your own freedom and your own ability to make choices. Just because you have a karmic contract with somebody, just because you've met in a past life, doesn't mean that you're destined to keep going that way. You always have the choice to, but you are not bound to them. You are unbound. So in case this person is not treating you well, or in case you feel like this connection is not what you believe you deserve, be brave and not afraid to release yourself. Because ultimately, you are your number one. And you are the prize. And you deserve to be treated as such, with clarity, with intention, and with deliberate, consistent action. Let's see if there's anything they would like to say to you. On my little basket here. Oh, it's coming out. All right. I want some space right now. Yeah, it feels like they're going through something inside of them. Even if they do want to communicate with you, this is a time for them to have a lot of internal work. This doesn't mean that the space is always physical. In fact, I think this might be a time where even if you are physically together, they want that mental space. So if you were together romantically, they might want to go back to being friends. Tricky, I know. Perhaps this is someone that is better suited to be a friend or to be a business partner or to be somebody that you can go to that class with or to be gym bud or in a band or whatever physical manifestation of your connection it could be. But I do see them wanting to be emotional, a little distant. All right, pile one. Always remember that you are number one. Be blessed. Have a great day. And let me know in the comments if this resonated with you in your situation. Bye-bye. Hey, pile two. If you picked this beautiful brooch with some raindrops and this 7-petal star or flower, this reading is for you. Immediately from this, though, raindrops can mean refreshment and a renewal after drought. And of course, it can also mean tears, cleansing. Let's see what we have today about what your person is feeling and thinking of you. Okay, got the Lovers reversed. Six of Wands reversed. The World reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. Sorry about that. Camera cut out. So, as I was saying, it looks like there's been a fight. And it looks like this person was being a little bit on their high horse and being rash and impulsive and pushy. And let's see, we've got Six of Pentacles reversed, Two of Cups reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, and Nine of Swords reversed. All right. Whether or not this is a romantic connection, I see that the connection and the love is still there. And this argument is not something that's gonna end the relationship per se. The other person here was being sort of the opposite of the Knight of Wands. Knight of Pentacles reversed is someone who is pragmatic to the point of stubborn, wants to plan and prepare to the point of not making a decision and not moving. They are so slow, they are so deliberate to the point of, like, I would describe it as analysis paralysis, but definitely somebody that is putting their feet on the ground and not moving until they feel ready. So when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object is the sort of situation. However, the argument will be resolved. And it feels like part of the argument has been due to some level of inequality. So maybe it is somebody giving too much and somebody not giving enough. Or maybe it's about resource spending. Maybe if, let's say, you're with a partner and one of you have been getting out of hand with your spending, especially around the holiday season, that could have been the reason for the conflict. But a resolution is available or has already happened or will happen. And there is still love and mutual a duration between you two. And this applies with friends or family and coworkers as well. And this argument has caused this person a lot of distress, but they are getting out of it. And it does look very positive as a solution for the conflict. We have 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, the Hermit, and 10 of Wands. I am still getting the feeling that this is something about, the argument is something about finances. And I feel like this person is strategizing and introspecting and thinking about how to manage these resources better. The 4 of Pentacles is sort of about, holding on to what you have, maybe sometimes even too tightly. But in this context, I do see this as a positive. If there before was a level of doing too much, then now they're going to try to rein it in. Of course, this can go too far and be truly possessiveness and fear of spending, this sort of lack mindset. However, in these times, in this economic situation, I think it's very reasonable to try to minimize these expenses. Now, of course, this could also be not related to finances. There's another option I see with the 4 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles reversed. I see this as a conflict regarding giving to the wrong people. And this is not just giving financially, but maybe with attention as well. So this could have been a jealousy conflict. This could have been a conflict of you're giving too much attention to that person, and perhaps this attention was sort of inappropriate or crossed some boundaries. And I wonder if you were the one who crossed that boundary. It could be both ways. But yeah, right now, this person is contemplating and strategizing and making a plan, and they will persevere through the difficulties, and they will have a positive resolution, both to the conflict you had, but also to the situation in general. And it might not happen as fast as you want, but it will happen. And this burden that's been on them, and this anxiety and dread, is going to fall away. I do feel like they might have been the one who was impulsive with the spending. I do feel like maybe no. The person who was impulsive with the spending, I think, is the Knight of Pentacles. And the person who, in the argument, was taking the offense is the one who is stressed and burdened with the cause of the conflict. I'm glad it's going to be resolved. Remember that conflicts happen and sometimes things get heated, but you can always go back and repair and have calmer conversations when the emotions have died down. We have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing a threshold. This could be an important disagreement, an argument in your relationship, because conflicts are actually one of the best ways how to build a closer and more intimate relationship with somebody, regardless if it's romantic or not. Because positive conflict resolution actually builds more intimacy and more trust. And if you've ever looked into like vasopressin bonding, then going through difficult times is a way that helps people bond very much. So these difficulties that you're going through in this relationship, in this connection, they are a rite of passage. You know, like when you're with someone and you have that first big blowout fight, it's normal and it's part of the process. And oh, right. Exactly. Faith in the process. Trust the process. And trust that this is all part of the plan. You know, see how she is in this little red wagon and praying, and she's naked because there's nothing else she can do but pray and ask for help. And these birds, this card is about having spiritual support. Spiritual support is available to you. Angels, your spirit guides, gods and goddesses that you worship, they are supporting you through these times, especially if you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. Have faith and trust the process. I know it's very annoying to hear this, but something that has helped me, and I'm a very impatient person, but something that has helped me have trust in the process is focusing on the here and now and what can be done now. Sometimes it's just doing the dishes. Sometimes it's just doing 5 minutes of stretching. Sometimes it is just in terms of like an emotional, like a conflict in a relationship. Sometimes it's just giving bids of positive connection, you know, touching somebody on the shoulder or asking them how they slept, just these little things. And have trust and faith that this storm that you're going through will pass and you will come out the other side better and stronger. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything that this person would like to say to you. I've changed. Yeah. Something about them has changed. If they were the one who were solely displaying the unhelpful behavior, I think they're working on it. This could also be about them exiting distress and exiting this mindset that they had when you had the conflict or when they displayed that behavior. Even if they're not telling you all the ways that they've changed, you know, even if they're not telling you, okay, here's what I did wrong and here's how I'm going to solve it and here's how I'm going to proceed in the future. Trust that things have changed in them. Technically, we change all the time, but I think here it's a big focus. All right, part 2. Remember that you are your number one and be blessed. Have a wonderful day. And let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. See you next time. Hey, pile 3. If you chose this beautiful pink shoe with a golden heel, this reading is for you. Here on the front, it looks like there is a couple where one of them is giving something to the other. Maybe like flowers. It looks like flowers in her hands. Some sort of gift. Some sort of offer. Let's see. Six of Cups. The Sun. Ooh. Good feelings to you. Oh my gosh. They really like you. Hermit reverse. 4 of Swords. All right. Instantly, I see that this person has great affection for you. Romantically, of course, this means that they either are interested in you or have a crush on you, or if you are in a relationship, then they have great love for you. And There's a sense of nostalgia and shared memories. Maybe you were childhood friends. Maybe you've already had some experiences together and they look back on these experiences with great fondness, and they see you shining and they really like you, and they feel like you're quite a powerful presence in their life, and they want to have more of you in their life. But I also see that this person is sort of a recluse. It might be that they have been hurt before and they're in a period of taking a break from anything and sort of taking a rest before making the next move. But with the Hermit reversed, I feel like they're already done with that, and they should be getting out of this phase of sleeping in, so to speak, metaphorically. And it might be that they're sort of like in their head too much and they're not getting out of their shell, even though they might already be ready. There's some sort of like fear or passiveness, despite how much they like you and enjoy your company. They're reclusive right now, pulled inside of themselves. Also, I notice how here the boy is giving the girl some flowers, and here as well we had the man giving the girl some flowers. And this is not gender-based, so it doesn't matter if the genders are reversed or it's a same-sex relationship. The point stays the same. All right, let's see what else we got. Temperance. Strength. Two of Swords reversed. Ooh, and Judgment. Judgment reversed. All right, they really are struggling with getting out of their shell. They are struggling with accepting the change. They are also they've put on these walls on themselves, and they're not letting themselves open up to love or to friendship or whatever the next level of your relationship could be. But right now is the point where they might be leaning towards taking that action towards you. There's no longer an indecision and I don't know what's going on. Right now, they are looking at their compass and they're looking at the destination that they have to go to, and they want to take the blindfold off. And I think this is about their own block. Whether or not it's from the past or the specific situation, their unwillingness to move, it's changing right now. Because they don't want to face the growth they need to do. That doesn't mean they won't, but they don't want to. And with you, they see your light as a source of strength. They see your light as a motivator. They also see these temperance and strength together talks about a lot of patience and inner strength. And I see you inspiring this person to develop that inner strength that they need, that resilience, that perhaps the lack of resilience before made them sort of retreat into their shell, into their cave. But now outside of the cave is the sunlight, this beautiful sunlight, and they are making the choice to face the strange and the unknown and perhaps the scary and do it despite the fear, because they know that with patience And not only with patience, but also with bravery and courage. They can do that. And you are an integral part to that. You are inspiring to them. I think you might remind them of someone. Not in a weird way, but I think you might remind them of their somebody in their childhood. Could be also a parental figure. But this is not like a weird thing, like like mommy daddy issue thing. I think it's more of like, I remember how this person made me feel. I remember how this person did things, and I want to do things similarly. I want to have that strength within me. And temperance is all about balance as well. There's nothing wrong with taking some time for yourself and deliberating on what you want to do, looking for a higher perspective, taking some rest. But it's that balance. We also have this infinity symbol, which is always about balance. And this person wants to lead a more balanced life, and they are inspired by you to take the next steps and face their fear of making a change and growing, and maybe tear down those walls that they've built. Yeah, see, they have the moon. They have the moon, which in this deck is fear. So the moon is not just about fear, but it's about illusions, fear of things that might not even be there. If you sit too long in a cave and don't look outside, the world gets scarier and scarier, and you might think that the cave in the darkness and the dampness of it all is safer than the world that's outside. Hey, sorry about that. Camera cut out. So as I was saying, sitting in the cave and out of perhaps self-protection and self-preservation can build more and more fear about what's out there. But these fears are illusions, because once the light shines on to everything that was in the shadows, it becomes clear that a great deal of what this person was afraid of is just in their head, and it's not real. Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. I feel like this person is progressing in what they see about the situation. I want to emphasize that I don't see this person making active moves anytime soon. I don't think this person is going to take big steps in the physical world anytime soon. But the cogs are turning. There's a lot of thinking going on, and they also have a lot of feelings that they're managing about you, about themselves. And there is progression, there is movement in their perspective, in how they understand the situation in themselves. We see a movement from illusion and fear to clarity and understanding and knowledge. We see movement from indecision and being tied up in your own thoughts and your own anxieties to the 9 of Swords, which usually is this quite dreadful card of somebody crying and being anxious. But that, to me, in the context of these cards and the progression, is a healthy sign that this person is processing their past experiences that are causing these fears, and their past experiences that have made them retreat. It's not easy letting go of resistance. I'm sure we all have experienced that. And that's the process they're going through right now. And it's impossible for them to avoid. With the Wheel of Fortune, this definitely is a destined moment for the both of you. And I also think that this is a sign that they see you as their wheel of fortune turning upright, and them getting lucky, and them really appreciating what you bring into their life. Let's see what else we have here. Unbound. Wow, this is the second pile that has this today. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Yeah, this person is really letting go of something in their past, something that is blocking them right now. And they're processing that. And you are a catalyst for that. Your light is the catalyst for that. I don't see them actively making outward moves because they are processing things within themselves right now. But they are letting go of things that have been chaining them down in the past. And this process is not easy. And it might also not be easy on you. It might be that you are craving some connection and more, but you have to focus on your inner light. You have to focus on nurturing yourself, pouring into your own cup, and being your own shining star, your own North Star. That is when you shine your brightest light and your truest light, that is when people see you and want to connect with you. And well, I can't decide how to say this. What I'm trying to say is keep on your path, keep in your own light, and when the time is right, the person and the people that need to be in your life and come closer to you will do that. Don't see their avoidance or their sort of skittish behavior and hiding away as a fault of yours. Everyone's working through their own shit, as they say. So if the situation gives you sort of anxiety about how they feel about you, I want to encourage you to give some grace to this person. They're growing. They're learning. Spirals of manifestation. Yeah. Spirals of manifestation and this oracle is about the continual process of a spiral and how it describes sometimes our brains and our minds have a plan, right? And they want to go from point A to point B, and there you go. But that's not how life works usually. And sometimes it feels scary to take that detour, that roundabout, because, oh no, I am moving away from point B, further and further away. But actually taking that detour can either bring you there closer, bring you there faster. It can show you things that you needed to learn before you could reach that point B. It can also show you a completely new path that you never even considered on your journey. And I think this is a message for both of you. For you, this is about not trying to hold on too strongly to how you want things to be, how you see things, the best way you could move with this person, the best outcome you could have with this person. Instead, follow the path that is unfolding to you, and don't be afraid to take a little detour, to look around you and see what you have around you, what opportunities, experiences, other people you have in your life, and give some space to that other person. And who knows, maybe you will actually draw them in like that more faster. And this is not only like about romantic relationships, but this is also about a friend or anyone who you are thinking about and wondering what they're thinking and feeling. As for them, this is also how learning happens. Learning is not linear as well. It's a spiral, and it starts in the center and you have this first layer of knowledge. And then as life progresses, you keep going and reaching like the same line, but with more perspective and more perspective. And you're sort of learning the lesson over and over again. And it's not only beautiful, but it is also very constructive. It is very layered. And as life is, it's not black or white. It's not point A to point B. It never is. Even though we live in a world governed by duality, it truly is a spiral that keeps growing and growing into the big plan that this higher force that we live in and around, and the plan that they have. And always remember that you are part of that divine plan, and you are part of that divine. We're all this big system working together. Right, let's see what they might want to tell you. First message that caught my eye was not ready, but I'm not going to pull that one just yet. It's just saw that and wanted to mention it. Let's stop for now. Yeah, they want to work on their own thing. Doesn't mean they don't want to connect with you, but they're still stuck in that cave. Stuck on that mountain, working on themselves. So if you're pushing for something, take a step back. Give them space to grow. Give them space to learn. Maybe even to make mistakes. But yeah. And while they're doing that, don't be afraid to take your own new directions. Don't wait and block your own opportunities just because you are waiting for something that you had originally planned for. You never know if what you originally thought was for you really was for you. So trust your gut, trust your intuition. Remember, you are your number one. All right, pile 3. Thank you for being here today with me. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, and I wish you a blessed day, and take care of yourself, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 4. If you picked this shiny Terrier Brooch, then this reading is for you. With the Terrier, I immediately think of hunting. So perhaps there's an energy of chase and run away, push and pull. Somebody's hunting. So let's see. What do we have here? Uh-huh. 9 of Cups reversed. Somebody didn't get what they wanted. The Moon. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Cups. Somebody didn't get what they wanted. And somebody's been putting on a show. A fake persona. A false flattery, false appearances, maybe laying it on thick and trying to impress and get somebody to like them. So in this case, this person might have been really trying to get you to like them. And it's not happening. At least not right now. There's also this level of Mm. Yeah, there's a desire to start something new romantically. But they're going at it with the wrong attitude. Maybe they are insecure and they are coming on with flattery and masking themselves or maybe morphing themselves to be what you want. They're pretending to be nurturing, perhaps, but they are not, at least not naturally. Let's see. King of Cups reversed, Justice reversed, Three of Wands, and Knight of Wands. Sorry for laughing. This person seems like they're having a tantrum right now. They didn't get what they wanted. And now they're having a tantrum and they're moody and they're upset. And they could also be, well, they're definitely manipulating you a little bit. Before I continue, manipulation is something that everybody does, even children manipulate. But you got to be careful. They're not getting what they want and they're like, that's not fair. And they are planning their next moves because they are not quitting. They are not quitting. They want this to happen. Whatever it is, whether it's a romantic relationship or they want to be your friend or they are a colleague who wants to suck up to you and be in your good graces, they are not quitting. And they are approaching this from an immature standpoint and mindset. And I don't see them learning to be more mature as of yet in this time. They're going to go for it. They're still going to try. And they're going to go for it and be impatient with what would be a slow and stable building of a relationship. They want it now. They want to go. They want to impress you. They want to take you out or have, business lunches or but they can be a little rash in that, and they can make missteps when you're not really thinking things through, but yeah, they're coming on a little strong and they're not getting what they want. It's possible that you're like, you see through them and you're like, no, that's not it. They're not getting up. Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Oh, Six of Wands. Two sixes here. The Emperor and Seven of Cups. See, they're trying to win you over. They're definitely trying to win you over. And right now they're having a tantrum about not succeeding. And they might start trying some practical moves. So it might be that they're thinking of giving you gifts, being generous with you, treating you to a lot of nice things. And what I see here is that they might succeed. With the Emperor here, the Emperor brings in discipline, order, but it is also a ruler, and they can be pretty harsh. They're fair. The Emperor upright is fair. And in this situation, I think you're the one who is in power here. And they know that. Definitely, they know that. And they want either what you have or they want you in their life. So it is imperative that you hold your ground and you set the tone, set the rules. If they're coming on too strong and trying to flatter you, impress you, and schmooze you, maybe try just telling them that you see through that and that it's not cute and that you want something based on genuine mutual interest. Because again, they're giving you a lot of illusions. There's a lot of fakeness here. And for some of you, like I said, they might win and they might trick you and get on your good side. But for some of them, I also see that they want that. I feel like I might want to pull a clarifying card. Yeah. Because also with the Two of Pentacles, I do see them changing up their tactics. Right now, they're thinking about their next move, and they're changing up their tactics, and they're going to try doing it differently. And it is very important that you hold your ground and you set the tone. You make the structure. And if they're not playing by decent, honorable, and honest, authentic rules, then you can choose not to accept what they are offering. Because they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Absolutely. Sorry to say. But that's what I see. All right. We have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? See, you are the one making the choice. You are the one picking where this is going to go. You're picking the route. And it might be that you already know what you have to do. Perhaps you do want to take this chance. Perhaps you see through them and you still want to go through with it. That is your choice. But make sure that you're listening to what your soul is calling you to do. Maybe they look very good on paper, but your soul is telling you, no, this is not it. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust what messages you are getting. If they come out of genuine love for yourself and not fear, trust them. And we have defend to the end the worthwhile. In this oracle deck, this card is about wisdom and seeing through illusions. Actually, you know what? Let me pull up the all right, let me read a little bit. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet as they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is your key to living an authentic life. So definitely, you are seeing and you are being called to see through the illusions and the false masks that are being put up by this person. And you have to be the one who sees if they are willing and able to be authentic, honest, and true enough to be worthwhile that fight. Because you have the honor and the responsibility of protecting yourself and taking care of yourself. And you don't have to give in to anything. And it doesn't matter how much gifts they give you. It doesn't matter how well they treat you. If you feel that it is not right, you have the right to say no and to refuse. You are being asked to see through the illusions and follow what your heart is telling you to be authentic and real, and defend that. So if you feel in your heart and your soul that this is not the person that you should be getting involved with, you should follow that. Of course, it's always your choice not to, but yeah. Let's see if there's anything else here. This oracle brings guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on the path. One single misstep can bring a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. Yeah, be vigilant. Be very careful with this person. Watch out. Watch out what they're doing. And even if like they do some minuscule things that make you feel like something's off, trust yourself. Even if nobody else around you sees what you see, trust yourself. Absolutely. All right. Any messages from this person? Let's see. Oh, you're my priority. Oh yeah. I'm sure you are. They're like that terrier. They're hunting you down. They want whatever it is that is related to you, whether or not it's your status, your attention, your possessions, your anything that it is that they want from you. They are hunting it down. You are right in the middle of their line of sight. They want it, and they're hunting you, metaphorically. So be careful. Be watchful. And be very vigilant, and make sure that you trust yourself, even if nobody else sees things the way you do. All right, pile 4. What a reading. Let me know in the comments if this resonated. And I'm wishing you a blessed day. And see you for another pick a card reading sometime. Bye-bye.